down Onyx. Weird. Cool. I think we're live. I just got a weird error, but I think we're on.
Hello,
What
hello.
was the error?
I don't know. It just said like it shut down unexpectedly.
Uh-oh.
But
YouTube's
I think
down.
we're good. I think we're good.
Yep.
Am I
confirmed.
laggy? Am I laggy?
You are good.
Or is it
Not
normal?
jittery, but yeah.
Cool. Wow, nice. We have 9 people right off the bat. Let's go. That's solid. Hey everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hello, guys. How's it going? Happy Wednesday to anyone watching. Yeah, happy hump day, as they say.
Hump day. If you
Wednesday.
have, if you want to say hi in the chat, drop your name, drop where you're from, anything that comes to mind, feel free. We it really makes this thing so much more alive.
I wonder if Franny's here. Franny, if you're online, say hi.
Yeah. I feel like
And
Franny
Mohammed Zuzi, and Blake. I wonder
The
if
OGs.
they're here.
Oh, geez. Yeah, they're here. They're here. And James Brown.
Hey, we get, every week we get more OGs too. I feel like if anyone, this is like your second or third, stream, please drop a message. Let us know. We always love, expanding our regular circle.
Oh, there we go. Franny's in the house.
My friend.
Hey.
Hey, Franny.
Sweet.
Friday,
Sweet.
Junior. I love that. Yeah, we are a lot of juniors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday the 3rd.
Monday could be Friday, Junior.
Every day can be Friday. Think about it. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen that? It's like this influencer fake guy. I don't know what you would call him, but he was like, my day has I'm so efficient. My day is 5 days. My first day starts at 6 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
Next day goes
0 to 6. This is my second day. Yeah, I'm not crazy. You're crazy. It's like, what I've done is I've manipulated time. I
have 5 days in your one day. I have 10 days in your one day.
It's like when you've driven yourself into insanity using the Pomodoro method. Have you guys heard of it? Or not Pomodoro, but that's like that work efficiency method.
Yeah, no, that is the Pomodoro is like you do 15-minute breaks and then you go 1 hour and then you take another 15, something like that.
Exactly. But then there's also something like that's akin to sleep, where it's basically like you sleep in 2-hour cycles.
Oh,
so you're awake and then you sleep for like 10 minutes and then you just do it again and you just drive yourself into insanity.
I read an article about this like 20 years ago and it fascinated me because apparently the more frequent you get, the less sleep overall you need. So you can get your sleep down to 2 hours total, but then you have to sleep like 15 minutes every 4 hours. I think that's something like that. But I don't know. I mean, how that would work. It takes me like 30 minutes to go to sleep. Just like, I don't even know how someone can just nod off like that.
Yeah,
but,
totally.
It is fascinating that if you couldn't sleep, there was this book called Beggars in Spain. It's like very like, it's unknown so tragically, but it's like such a great sci-fi book. And in the book, basically, they developed this genetic modification, which doesn't let people sleep. So then suddenly, but you have to be like, do it when you're in the womb or something. So it can't happen to everyone. So then this multi-class system emerges. There are the sleepers and there's the normies. So the normal people are like us. We need sleep. And these other people, these kids, they grow up without needing to sleep. So they basically have an extra 8 to 10 hours and they're just like getting more information. And you start seeing the divide because they skip grades. Right. They're doing college in like 7th grade or whatever and stuff. And then crazy. Obviously there's a class war because, they get more intelligent. They get all the economic gains and stuff and people like are mad at them. So it's just a fascinating thing to think about.
That's
like we could just not sleep, we just because we sleep 1/3 of our life. If you think about it, if you live to 60 and 8 hours, that's 20, you slept for 20 years. So it's just a fascinating thing.
That is fascinating. Think about how many AI podcasts you could make if you didn't sleep.
Right.
That'd be nuts. I wanted to say hi to all the people in the chat too, Steven and Sid and acupressure. Yes. Sorry, I misread that.
Oh, nice. For that over puncture. No skin, it's like penetration, just press.
Right.
Have you ever done acupuncture?
There once. It's very weird.
I did it on my face. It was hardcore.
Oh yeah, no, she stuck a needle here, and I was like, ah.
I was like, what is going on? Why are we doing this?
Right. Yeah.
Wild stuff.
Well, I mean, this week was cool. We got some stuff done. I know we sent out email yesterday. So, I mean, I wonder like what percentage of people jump on from the email. Oh, Mohammed. Hey, Mohammed. Good to see you.
Mohammed in the house.
Yeah, I'm curious if you are one of the people watching right now and you came from email, like just put email in the chat. I just want to see the breakdown. Just write email. That'd be super helpful for us if you came through the email or if you just know about it. Yeah, I mean, so I think if this is your first time here, I mean, most people see a lot of familiar faces, but so Weekly Wednesday, and we just talk about, JellyPod, have some back and forth conversation, talk about things that are coming out really soon, things that we've released over the last week. And I think you can just jump right in. Sweet. We got one guy saying, one person, email, Steven from email. Nice. Email
works.
That makes sense. Sweet.
Yeah, ever since we moved the email to 30 minutes before, and now I've also moved the Discord to 30 minutes before, it's helpful, I guess. People need to, want a little heads up. Makes total sense.
Right. Totally. Yeah. So Weekly Wednesday is just kind of our chance to, chat with you all and answer any questions you might have about the platform. So we could just jump right in. I mean, this week, what are the few things that we released? Well, I know one of the things that is super small, but I think it's relevant for everybody on the chat. We have product updates on our blog, and we send out emails with product updates, and we try to keep you all involved in kind of the features that we're developing, because your feedback really matters to us. So if you message us in support saying, "Hey, I want to see this feature," or in Discord, those go into our roadmap, and then we build them. But a lot of times, I mean, I don't think you were aware that sometimes we release features and you just don't know that they existed, unless if you go to our blog, which, check out our blog if you've never been there, our product updates page. But now it's super easy. Just to stay up to date, you can go in the bottom left-hand corner on the sidebar. There'll be a little product updates panel, and I'll just show the last few updates since you've logged in or since you've viewed the updates, just keeping you up to date with hey, we're actively developing the platform, building new things every week. So just check that out to just see what we've been up to. So
yeah, and hopefully you'll see. Probably, I think the big update we made on the product announcements page would be podcast memories. I think it's a really cool feature, and so kind of taking a step back, I think one of the things we've always wanted was that we want our product to just get better the more you use it, because the more you use it, the more we understand you, the more there's data there to work with. And so what we've done is we've added this little feature. I mean, it's pretty simple, but I think it's powerful because I know a lot of you have wanted it, is that as you create episodes, we'll kind of keep track of what happened. So we'll have this feature where if you create an episode, let's say, and you already have a few episodes, it'll do a callback, or it can refer to previous episodes if it feels like, oh, there's a natural progression here. And so hopefully if you have a few episodes, you start seeing some of that. Or if there's some what do you call it, like a common theme across episodes where maybe you repeat the same thing, it'll start picking up on that. So I think that'll be a very interesting feature, and I'm excited to see how you guys, what you guys think about it.
Right. Super interesting. Yeah, I'm excited about this. It was cool because I think a bunch of people have asked for this over time, and obviously this was something that we always wanted to do, and it makes complete sense. Like, what product doesn't, you guys put a lot of effort into your podcasts. Everyone puts effort. And so if you're creating an episode or creating a series of episodes that actually build on each other, I mean, it makes sense to kind of have some context across episodes. So is this feature, remind me, is this something that's default on for everybody?
Yeah,
the status? Okay.
it's just right there, and because I mean it doesn't change the script drastically and stuff, but it'll add maybe something like, hey guys, well, as we discussed last week, like
Right.
something like that. And so it's not something that drastically changed the script, at most maybe one or two sentences, but feel like it definitely, as I was testing it out, I felt like it was a lot more like a real podcast, because it was like doing all these callbacks, like to, oh, in this episode we talked about this, right? And
Right.
you can obviously then it doesn't do it automatically, but you can add a link or whatever if you wanted to in the notes and stuff, oh, we referred to this thing in this other episode. So your current episode can act as a lead funnel for previous episodes.
Right. Right. And I was just about to ask the chat, like, if anybody's actually seen this seen this apply in their podcast. For any, there we go. That's awesome. What were your thoughts? Like, so you thought it was pretty cool. If you have any more thoughts, just drop them in the chat. It'd be cool to hear your feedback. Or if anybody else has heard this, I've seen this happen. Would love your feedback there too.
Yeah. Super powerful.
And I know, like, we were talking a little bit about some other stuff too. I have some code that might get merged today. So some people in Discord, there was someone yesterday that asked, hey, can we duplicate episodes? And this has been a few other customers have asked for this before, to take like a published episode or a draft episode and be able to duplicate that and just, get the transcript at least, because you put some time in edits there, or for whatever reason you want to duplicate an episode. So that should probably come out today.
Right.
It's not live today, but I think it'll be live.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I haven't looked at it, but that's so cool. Is it, so will it be only for published episodes, or even draft episodes can be duplicated?
Any episode can be duplicated. Essentially how it's going to work. It's you can just duplicate an episode. It will duplicate the title, the description, the transcript, but it won't duplicate the audio or any of like the published type of stuff. So it just pretty much allows you to, if you already have a base episode or something, it allows you just to take that transcript and, make more edits, or you have to regenerate the audio.
Right. That's understandable. But hey,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad, Franny, we're gonna fulfill that request. See, this is like, we prioritize you guys more because you guys are in the inner circle. Yeah. So please keep joining the stream and commenting.
Interesting. Oh yeah, and someone might have noticed a small little, hallucination by a callback there on the memories that might have called the wrong episode number. That's okay. I mean, I do that too. I mean, I don't remember what we talked about last week on Weekly Wednesday, so it's even more fun, But good call out. We're gonna look to improve that stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect. And sometimes it's complicated when it's like say you make 2 episodes, but you publish one and you don't publish a second one, and then it refers back to one of them, and which number do you use? The number that of your creation, or the number of that people actually may have listened to on Spotify. So yeah, this feature, even though it's a pretty simple feature, but at the same time it's, I think, part of a bigger thing we've been thinking about, and going back and forth with, about how to just let you just give you the ability to add these common traits across a podcast, which is either callbacks or it could be catchphrases and stuff. And it's interesting, because we've debated about which level it goes to. Right now, I think, let's say you have a catchphrase, maybe you end the episode with, see you later, folks, or catch you later, whatever. Is that a podcast thing, or is it a host thing? Maybe it's a host thing. Right now, it's a host thing. So you can actually kind of do that at the backstory. You can go and edit the profile and you can add that. But it's probably not that obvious. So, if you guys have any ideas on what seems more natural, please let us know. We're trying to make it so that, you can have a lot of this set up already, because a lot of times there's common dimensions across each episode that you want to keep, and then you want to tweak the part that's, that's relevant to the current episode.
Right. Totally. Yeah. I mean, this is just opens up the floodgates, I think, to this bigger sort of world building character hosts, like bringing these hosts that you create to life. And there's going to be a lot of improvements over the coming months, in the same vein of like making your hosts feel like they have personalities that are consistent, that are editable easily, but also like have a lot of depth. And I think when you listen to a podcast that breaks that I don't know, I'm pretty excited about this whole direction here.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm curious, like, when you guys like edit the podcast or episode, are there like what are the most common types of edits you make? Let us know. I mean, in the chat, and if it's the same thing, or is it really dependent on the episode?
Right. Yeah, totally. And I know that some other things that let us know in the chat. And there's some other things that came out this week. I don't think they were mentioned in the email because they were just more minor things, but the quality of life improvements. So on the podcast page, if you click on your podcast where you see all your episodes, that kind of got a visual refresh. It should be more compatible for mobile users. If you're creating on mobile, which about a quarter of people create a podcast on mobile, it blows my mind. I couldn't do it on my phone, but so hopefully that's a little bit better there. There were some bugs around that. It should just feel smoother, more visually appealing, and it kind of gave us a framework. It laid some groundwork for us to like build on top of this. So you'll see some more improvements to that page, making it easier to distribute to Spotify, and all of the above. So that was a big, but minor to most users.
No, for sure. Those things compound. I love those refreshes. Makes it tighter. I mean, even the onboarding is like looking a lot cleaner and stuff.
Right.
Very nice.
I wonder if has anyone used the onboarding? Like, what was your thoughts? If you're in the chat, okay, you used the onboarding. I would love to hear what you think. Because yeah, we spent some time on that. I mean, I think it's cool.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome. It's a tough question though, because everyone who probably used it didn't use the old one, and everyone who used the old one probably didn't use the new one. So no one knows what to compare it to. But but no, it is like butter.
All right.
The host creation is so cool. I'm gonna before people start to chime in 15 minutes about how they love this. I think it's an underrated piece of it, but the fact that you create brand new hosts automatically is incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, for sure. And we're going to continue improving that. I know right now we let you generate 6 hosts, but we're going to make one of them a clone. So you can actually just upload your voice and have a voice clone. Because I know you guys love that feature as well. And so we want to surface that earlier rather than later. Make it easy.
Totally. Yeah, that's key. And I think the other thing that's going to come out this week should be uploading like external scripts. So just FYI, if that's something that you've asked, a decent amount of people ask that. And, we've gone back and forth on this because we want to build JellyPod to be the best interface for writing and creating that script. But it makes sense that a lot of people may have written a script somewhere else. They put it into NotebookLM or they put it into another platform, or just maybe the functionality of JellyPod's not the best for what you're trying to do, and you wrote it in Microsoft Word or somewhere else. So we'll be able to upload scripts, and we'll intelligently convert the script that you've written, which might not be the right format or whatever, and we'll convert it into the properly formatted script. So you can edit it in JellyPod, you can generate the audio in JellyPod, and hopefully make that process of bringing in your own scripts better. And then you can create the next ones on JellyPod, with those callbacks and all of the above.
Yeah. I think it's a super exciting feature. We do let you upload the audio right now currently, but this will be at the script level, which I think is powerful. And then I think a related feature, but different, would be probably an export. And I know some people have asked that, but that will hopefully, we'll probably do that at some point as well. Let you
Right.
back and forth.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of times, it's funny, it's not even about the platform, because a lot of people just love good old Google Docs or Word Docs. There's something about it, just having a plain text file. So I think building compatibility with those versions is like, it's good to have that.
Totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I'm curious. So I see someone in the chat saying how they create their script in ChatGPT. It makes sense because it's like what we do is like kind of one shot with guidance where you create the outline and then you get a script from the outline, but you can't really iterate on that. And so ChatGPT, it makes sense where if you create version 1, then you ask ChatGPT to make it longer, or make it more scientific, or some sort of natural language edits. I think we want to see this in JellyPod on the editor for sure. So I'm curious, is this what you refer to here? Because I see that you said that you create your script in ChatGPT. So sorry, I did this backwards. Artisan. But would that be what you're looking for? Like having the ability to prompt and chat and say, hey, make this longer, or make this edit? Love to know. But yeah. Cool. Yeah, and I see Jose here as well. Sorry, we missed your comment, but he was asking about Portuguese. So we support 29 different languages, Portuguese being one of them. But he was saying how it came out Brazilian Portuguese, and it should work. I mean, I don't speak Portuguese, and I can't tell the difference.
It's a little challenging. And what's funny is the Brazilian people also like ask whether or not they can do Brazilian, and we're like, it kind of does do that. So it's sort of it depends on the voice.
Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Oh, Tiffany, sorry. I just used your YouTube name, which looks like it's Artisan, but yeah. So we're looking to make sure that you can do everything in JellyPod. A lot of things to build. So that's definitely one up there. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
So sweet. Anything else that we wanted to call out? I mean, anything that you guys are excited about that's like on the roadmap?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things are just, I think, under the hood, like the quality of life improvement. I think we just keep making it better. I know it sounds like it's not the most exciting, flashy stuff, but I think those things are, they compound, and it just gets better, hopefully, every week. And yeah, I mean, trying to think of terms of the UI and stuff, if you have anything coming down the line.
Yeah. Oh, and also, I mean, I see right here, like, this is pretty interesting. So Tiffany says how she uses ChatGPT, JellyPod, podcast on Wondercraft. All great platforms,
Yeah.
To be in that conversation, it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious how you compare those. Let us know. I mean, we love good feedback. Like, what do you think are the big differences between those platforms? That you feel, and the pros and cons.
Especially, like, I would be curious about. So, like, we know Wondercraft, awesome team over there doing some cool stuff. But I would love, like, your feedback as like a unbiased user, like where you gain, like what value Wondercraft has and what you're using them for versus JellyPod, because I think we approach a similar, audio generation with a different lens. Like, we're different sides of the same coin. We're source driven. We're kind of like, we're grounded, and we more opinionated in like the type of content that's created, and Wondercraft's more like a free form. At least last time I used it, more free form. So I would love this feedback. It'd be super helpful for us to build a great product that incorporates features that you like to see across all those platforms. And Podcastle too. I mean, that's a hosting provider, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So Yeah. So yeah. Super cool. And then see
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, this is something that I've been thinking about. Like, it really once we have a few episodes, for you, we should be able to. And we don't. I don't think we do the best job right now. We're getting there, but ideally, like as the system as Jellypod learns about your writing style and stuff, it just starts to sound more like you. And it's just
Mhm.
something we're trying to I think just we want to get right before, because it just impacts so many users. I mean, they've been using, so we want to make sure we get it right before. But this will definitely happen, that that you won't have to do it. And the more you use Jellypod, the less you'd have to edit in terms of tone and style, at least.
Right. Totally. And I'm also curious. I mean, using Perplexity, are you using Perplexity instead of like ChatGPT because of like web search? Is that something where like you make the edits, but also incorporate like web search tone, like web search into the tone? It's interesting. I wouldn't think personally if I would go to Perplexity, but that's probably a bias on just my side. Like I'm not seeing it. I want to understand why Perplexity. Um, but yeah, it's always funny because we'll talk and then the people might be like writing an answer and it just takes some time to write the thoughts. So, and then there's a delay on the stream.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been fun. I think we've been taking a step back, I think, for everybody on the call and just thinking, okay, we're ripping out a lot of features. What's the things that are going to move the needle? I think we're working really hard on, getting our name out there as well. It's really cool to see people like, dozens of people on this call and just, spend their Wednesday with us for 30 minutes. And we're just trying to create a platform that's valuable to you all and to more people. I think, how many thousands of people are creating AI podcasts and the opportunities in generative media. I think it's pretty sweet.
Definitely. Yeah.
So
Yeah. We even have a second podcast now. Creative Flux. Check it out Friday.
yeah. On Fridays 10 a.m. So, or not 10 a.m. Sorry. Wednesday. Creative Flux comes out on Fridays. There's no time. It's sometime on Friday, whenever we get it uploaded. But it's on Spotify and YouTube. So
yeah, and check out our YouTube channel for Jason videos. Like he drops awesome tutorials and interviews with you guys. Just to do deep dives about how to use Jellypod, and just like hearing what other users are using it for.
totally. Yeah. So yeah, if you wanna hop on a call with Jason, yeah, it's super quick, and we'll just give some free credits out there, and I'll share your story with the world and what you're using Jellypod for. So I know we're at 10:30, and answer real quick before we jump. So I was asking Red, White, and Bruised here about why Perplexity, and pretty interesting. It makes sense that he will do research or you'll do research in Perplexity and continue from that chat. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's a very interesting point, because where we start is we assume you already have the data and the sources ready, and you upload the links and docs. So when you create an episode, you can put in like a prompt on what the episode is like, and you can upload Google Docs, PowerPoints,
right.
etc. But it's an interesting, like, kind of obvious point. Like, yeah, maybe you don't know, you want more something a free form and do some research. So yeah, I mean, maybe there's an opportunity there where we can let you do some research for the episode before we create the outline, etc. So like a pre-step almost for that. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, it is interesting. And I know we're pretty much at time too, but Sid, I just want to call you out. Of course, we do these every week, and so I'm glad that you're able to make them. I always thought it was pretty cool just to like put some faces to the people you're talking with in support, or the people that are building the features, or in Discord or whatever. We're real people that were listening to you. Jason hops on those calls has hopped on a lot of calls with a lot of our users, and have actually had a face-to-face conversation. And so I think it's super important for us to be transparent and like, hey, we're building this thing. We want to make it great. We're listening to all of you. And this is just another way for us to kind of open up that communication channel and share a little bit more into, what we're building, why we're building it. And yeah, so
Yeah, for sure.
So sweet. And yeah, we got Vern over here saying he loves JellyPod, and we love you, Vern. So, and we got some Natasha. Okay, cool.
Nice. Well, I envy you. Like, so I wish I could do that. So,
Right.
like my dad, like, he put on a TV and within 10 seconds he's just asleep. Wish I had that power.
Right. Totally. I agree. But cool. I mean, I think we can probably wrap up 10:30. So pretty much we always conclude this, but like if this is your first time here, we do this every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. We just hop on a quick call and we live stream it across YouTube. So subscribe to our YouTube if you're not already. Follow us on LinkedIn, on X, and yeah. So yeah. Yeah.
Jason perfecting the YouTube thumbnails. We're trying to come up with better thumbnails. So we're like, you gotta make the faces like, oh, you won't believe what just happened. Notebook LM sucks.
Yes, and if anyone ever wants to, if you're trying to migrate your workflows like over to JellyPod, and it would be helpful for you to like come and hop on a call with one of us or do any of this, like any of that, you need more like support, let us know. More than happy always to help you out, make sure that you're getting the most from the platform, and we're always available in the support. So message us. We'll try to answer as quickly as possible. And yeah, so
yeah,
I think we'll close it off and see you all